Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm spiritual coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, March 19th, 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, welcome. Thank you so much. Please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. I'm also on Facebook under Spirit Teacher Lisa M. Hopp, and I'm also on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. Here on YouTube, yes, please like, subscribe, and share. I would appreciate it so very much if you connect with this podcast today. And for those of you coming back every week and who email me, message me on Facebook, thank you. I appreciate you so very much. You make me smile every Sunday, and well, that's priceless. So thank you so much. And it's not about me smiling, but it's nice. It's about you smiling, hopefully. You being impacted in a positive way. You know, this world can be challenging to live in. But all together, if we can keep the hope, keep the faith, stay connected to each other and serve each other well, that's the greatest gift that we can give to each other, is to stay connected and help each other and to keep that faith and hope alive. And so thank you for encouraging me, for being so kind to me, and for listening. And please, again, like, subscribe, and share if you feel that there is someone that you know that would be helped by this podcast. Sometimes we seed too. Sometimes someone says, no, that's a bunch of nonsense, or they live in fear and they're perhaps don't think they should listen. And that's more religious fear. But still, sometimes it's good to seed, because seeding helps too. I've been told that before through Spirit, that sometimes you just seed. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way. I mean that in a very humble way. It's like, and I don't mean that in a forceful way. You should never go against someone's will, but sometimes you're seeding in someone, to someone, something that they use later, or they go back to later. And so use your intuition sometimes, is what I'm saying. Sometimes we don't know how we're benefiting someone, or if we are, we just do our best. And so if you want to share with someone and they're not so receiving of it, then, that's fine. Perhaps it's there as a gesture. And perhaps they will come to it later. Or find another source to help them as well. So today's topic is, you cannot trick the universe. Now, the universe is also known as God, Yahweh, Source, Oneness, Higher Energy, however you want to call it, and different religions can call it different things. But it is what I'm talking about, is energy. It is greatest and most powerful energy. We have that energy within our body, but it gets blocked up by our body, by our senses, by just the thickness of this material world that we live in. But that higher source doesn't have blocks, and is very, very powerful. And what you put out, it sends back to you. And it often sends it back multiplied. And sometimes it sends it back instantly. And sometimes it comes back in its perfect divine way. And I was thinking this morning, as I was having my breakfast, what really causes it sometimes to send it back to you instantly, or wait? And a lot of it is just about where you're at in receiving. No, it's not that it holds it out for you, and all timing is perfect and all timing is divine. But why does someone wait decades to sometimes to get what really some consider karma, or that consequences for actions back, or just what you put out? Why does it take longer sometimes, and why is it instant others? I think a lot of it has to do with your purpose, your story. I think it has to do with your receiving mode. And sometimes it has to do with group consciousness too. So there are multi-factors. When I say group consciousness, also what you wish for another impacts them, but it also impacts you. So when you wish harm on another, you're harming them, but you're also harming you, because we're all connected as one. So it is best to wish the best for them as much as possible. Perhaps it is just redemption. Perhaps it is, wanting them to know love. Whatever it may be, it should not be about harm. It should not be about revenge. It should be about, really, sometimes just justice and being all right with that, but being as detached as possible, because again, what you wish for another comes back on you too. So, if you, I don't want to really use an example, but, if you want somebody to pay for something, you have to be very careful that you don't end up paying for it too. You might go over the cliff a bit with them. And so it's very important to be conscious of that and only wish for what is always the higher good for the all and everyone individually. Now, I'm one that I like to pop popcorn a bit and watch energy in action at times in a bit of as much as possible detached way. This world can trigger us, and we have to watch for that. We have to watch for those emotions, because the more passionate you are, well, you're getting that back stronger. So if you're passionate about anything, that's what's going to come to you. If you're passionate about fear, that's what you get. If you're passionate about worry, that's what you get. If you're passionate about hate, that's what will come back to you. So you want to be passionate about love, passionate about what you love doing, whether it is project or projects, music, exercise, taking care of yourself, your career, your life purpose, whatever. In those, get passionate about that in a positive way. Love it, be in the moment of it, and it will come back to you multiplied. It may not do that instantly or the same week, but it will come back. Yesterday, I actually was in this wonderful place for a good amount of moments yesterday where I was not of my human self. I felt separate from the human named Lisa, and I was so excited because I knew that I was in that oneness energy, that infinite energy, separated from my personality, separated from my worry, separated from everything human about me. So I was in the energy of all possibilities. So I'm like, okay, where's the results? I wanted them yesterday. But those results don't come always the same day. But will they come next week at some point if I can keep up that oneness, that wholeness, that separateness, that being nowhere, nothing kind of place? Oh yes, it'll happen. But we as humans tend to want instant gratification. If we try to manifest a lottery win, we want the lottery win the same day. And when we don't get it, we give up. Where most lottery winners are going to work on manifesting a lottery win for several years before they win. They don't get it instantly. The average I've heard is about 3 years. They don't give up, and then they get it. And multi-millions, perhaps nowadays billion. And so, it's very important to keep that in mind. Get that passion, but don't give up that passion no matter what. So back to this topic of tricking the universe. What we tend to do is, if we're trying to trick, is that we will work on our words and we will do our vision boards and we would do our affirmations, but we won't feel it. Or perhaps we'll give to charity and we really don't want to, but we think it looks good and people think we're great and they compliment us on giving. But inside, we might not want to give. We might be giving in order to get, and the universe knows that. It knows who we truly are in every single way. It knows us better, I think, often than we know ourselves. And so it's so important when you're living your life to have those emotions lined up with what you truly want to receive. And if you have your emotions lined up with what you truly want to receive, your thoughts will be better, aligned with that. Your words will be aligned with that. And then it'll happen. It has to happen. It's natural energy law. It's like gravity. It's on autopilot. And so watch how you truly feel. Now, when I give to things like charities and such, when I give to people, I have to want to do it, or I don't do it. Do I have days though? I mean, if it's about clients wanting to have the day off, I mean, that's a human thing sometimes. But I work on it. It's moments. And then I'm back to loving what I do and in the moment and happy about the day. We all have moments. We all have moments when we wish we could stay in bed. We all have moments when we're tired and we're burned out, that we just want a vacation. Now, even if you love what you do, you want to have time off because your body needs to rest and you also want to have fun. It's, that's why the most successful among us take vacations, and probably more than the average person does. And I mean the average person who works for another in a day-to-day job. And so it's all right to have moments, but what you don't want to do, if you want to manifest what you truly want, that you want the universe to send you what you really want, you don't want to live in the negative. You don't want to live in the cranky or the grumpy. You don't want to live there. It's not cute, all right? It's not, because you're going to get more to feel cranky or grumpy about. Is that what you really want? No. No one really wants that, really. Maybe. I mean, maybe that's their fun. But truly, though, when you see the results, and one day you will, if you don't get seeing the results here on earth, one day you will go to another dimension, because none of us get to live forever here. We live together in other realm. We're eternal. And so when you get there, you get to see the culmination of what you manifested, how it could have turned out, to not just what you did with creating. All those moments that it could have gone a different direction, but you felt it should go a certain direction because perhaps you felt more comfortable in your discomfort. Maybe you decided to play it safe. Maybe you didn't listen to your intuition. Maybe you did. We get to find out all those answers. And what we come to realize is how powerful and strong we are. And that every single thing we put out was responded to. But that doesn't mean that you live in fear. It just means an awareness of it. Every single thought, emotion, and word you put out is responded to. Now, we have tons of thoughts. You have more thoughts than you can do math to be aware of. It's an estimate of 60,000 or more thoughts a day. Wow, that's an active mind. So you can't police those thoughts, but there's an overall trend with those thoughts that you can police, right? If it's overall negative, then reverse it to positive. If you get up in the morning and stub your toe and go, see, this is what happens, now I'm going to have a bad day, you're probably going to have more of a bad day. People who tend to feel sorry for themselves get more to feel sorry about for themselves and about themselves. No, and I've had people around me like that, and it annoys me. It's like you're asking for what you don't want. Don't do that. Your life is good. Your life is a blessing. Don't label it as things don't work out for me. Yes, they do. Oh my gosh. Yes, they do. Massively. Stop. But our mindsets can block us, can get in our way. Our programming, perhaps that was given to us a long time ago, can play its way out like a cycle, like a recording that keeps playing over and over and over again. Do you like your recording? Do you like how things are going completely? Now, like how things are going completely, by the way, be grateful. That's a higher energy. Feel blessed. Be in the moment. But then know that you can amp it up, that you can upgrade it, that you can give yourself more. There's nothing stopping you from having more but the power of your feelings, your beliefs, your thoughts, and your words. And there's this myth, there's this lie that's told to us about how the poorer we are, we're going to get to heaven. The whole eye of the camel needle thing, right? And I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at how I put it. Okay, here's the thing. God, energy, universe. It just doesn't move like that. It doesn't think like that. It doesn't run like that. It doesn't believe that. It's not created like that. There is not an old man with a gray hair and gray beard sitting on a throne judging you. This energy does not judge. It just responds. And it's kind of annoying to us, perhaps, as humans, because we wanted to judge. We wanted to say, that person doesn't deserve that. I'm better than that. Don't you love me? And we want to think that if we behave and we give it all away and we, are kind enough, which is true, you should be kind enough, higher energy, that somehow we have greater keys to heaven, more keys to heaven than someone else who's we deem not deserving or a bad person. And it's just not how it is. This energy is really unconditional. It's like a parent who loves all their children equally. The one that's right by their side when they need them the most, and loves the one equally that they can never count on, that doesn't even like them. That energy loves both children equally, and it wants to give both of them equal riches. It has no blocks to that. That energy has no blocks to wanting to bestow upon us. It is us who blocks that energy, who blocks the blessings, who blocks the love. It's us. And yeah, that energy loves the worst person on earth the same as you. And on a human level, that's kind of annoying. But it's the truth. It's the way it is. And really, our higher selves wants that energy to love everyone equally. It wants us to know we have that. It gives us a feeling of security. It gives us that connection to home, which is where we all go back to, home, where we came from and where we're going back to, where we were created. And that energy is there, and it is here, and it is in us, all through us and all around us. And it works on what it receives, and then it gives it out. It's like machinery that never shuts down. A response, a computer, software, and hardware. It's just dialed in and programmed to give us what we put out. So here's another example of how people trick or try to. And it's from a place where they are, in that they don't feel that they are lovable enough, or they're fearing that they're not. And it's usually, well, it's connected to love, and sometimes it's because they haven't been very loving. And that's when people speak of scriptures or post scriptures for the public. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. There are many people of faith that love scriptures, that love the Bible, that are kind and generous and warm and everything. Talking about the ones that want to be teamed up with God against others. It's because they're living in fear and because they're living from a place of lack of love. And so they'll put scriptures, then hate. Scriptures, then hate. Sometimes they do it from a pulpit. Scriptures, then a homily of hate. And they think that God's their, wingman. And it's not the truth. God's wingman for everybody. Maybe I should put that as a topic. God's your wingman. But it's the truth. That energy, that universal energy of Source and God, is as much for the drag queen as it is for the most faithful servant that goes to church every day and is abiding by their faith. They're both equal. That energy is as much for the villain as the saint. It's just equal. You can't change it. However, what you put out, you get back. So if the villain wants to be a villain, you get things that make you more of a villain. But it doesn't mean that you're necessarily condemned to a fiery place, or that you won't have blessings in some way. It's not human. Sometimes, well, let's just say we should not judge because we don't know another story. And who may be a villain for us may be a child inside that needs loving more. And then the more we love, the more we get back. You see where I'm going with this? Now, love, by the way, giving out to others does not mean that you have to put up with their negativity or do anything for yourself that is unhealthy. It's about energy. It's not about accepting or settling. You do not have to stay in an unhealthy relationship in any way because you're trying to be loving. Be loving towards yourself first and foremost, and then overflow it out to others. Love is a vibration, and then actions follow the vibration, inspired actions. We're not talking again about putting up with something or letting yourself be harmed, or again trying to trick the universe with it. How you feel inside is important. It has to be a feeling of happiness. If you can accomplish joy, peace, well-being, if you accomplish that inside, that source will send you evidence of that multiplied. I heard someone say once, an acquaintance, when something happened that wasn't that great, they said out loud, "It's all good. And by their tone and by their emotions, I knew they didn't feel it was all good. The universe knew that. They knew that they were faking it. Now, yes, they can keep it up and keep saying it's all good, and eventually maybe they'll start to feel it's all good, and then things are working for them. But if you don't acknowledge how you're really feeling and you just mask it with, it's all good, I tend to giggle. When things are not going great, I'll just giggle at it a little bit, like, really? But then I go to work at it. I go to work at finding the blessing and trying to find, or the lesson, which is also can be a blessing. Don't try to fake it. Don't try to feign optimism. It's all right to have a moment and have a little talk with that energy. And then you go to work on it, of lifting your energy up, of feeling better and better. Ask yourself every day, how am I feeling? If it's not happy, if it's not calm, if it's not in the moment peaceful, what needs to change for me to feel that way? What would happen? And then feel and see and think yourself into that moment as already accomplished. And then you will start to see the evidence around you of good things coming. There are those of us who will post positive things. And I'm not saying that you should not post positive things. I do too, because I don't want to post negative things that are going to feed negativity. But make sure when you post that you take a moment and really feel that emotion. Really take time to feel the gratitude, to feel the appreciation, to feel the love. Because emotions are the most powerful tool you have. You can have your whole world around you crumble, but if inside you have gratitude and love and happiness and joy, your world will rebuild shinier and better than ever. And a lot of it without your help. So it's very important to not just post to look good, but to post because you feel good too. And do not. Let's just put it this way. If you need to vent, but make it 2 minutes. Don't vent on social media. If you can, we all have a moment, okay? If you got to, let it go. Venting gets more to vent about. Don't do it. But again, our topic today is how you can't trick. That energy knows who you are. It knows what you're playing at. It knows what your intentions are. It knows what you're trying to do in this world. Take that unconditional love and acceptance and build upon it. And when you have a weaker moment, go to it. Ask it for help. Ask your angels, your spirit guides, your departed loved ones to be there for you. They will try. They love helping us. You're not in this world alone, even when you think you are. There is always energy, there's always beings, there's always loved ones, there's always that surrounding you. It's all right to use it. So remember today, I leave this with you. Whatever you do, do it from a place of gratitude and love and appreciation. Don't try to trick. You'll just get back who you really are. Okay? You can do this. Thank you so much for joining me today on this Sunday. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Be sure again to like, subscribe, and share here on YouTube. You are welcome to follow me on my business page on Facebook and also on Instagram. And just one more thing, because it's happened a couple times recently. I can't get Facebook. When you click on the Facebook logo on YouTube, on my banner, it brings you to my Facebook page, wonderful, but it has a book it button, and I've disabled it, but it still shows up. There's not online booking available through Facebook. It is only available through my website, because I do have online scheduling. That is the only way to book an appointment, and you can hit the schedule appointment on every page on my website, lisahop.com, to schedule the appointment. It brings you into my scheduling system, and there is a bit of a wait. You'll get a confirmation by email that you scheduled. I don't have to approve it first, as I would have to on Facebook. Facebook doesn't. Facebook says, hey, here's sometimes today, no matter what. Now, Sunday is not a day I see clients unless I'm traveling to see clients in other states. But Facebook will say, give the option of seeing me today. Well, nope, not available. And so it is, it just isn't the way to make an appointment. So please know that only through my website, and that's the only way. Honestly, if you call, you're not going to get an appointment. If you email, you're not going to get an appointment. It has to be through online scheduling. That's the only way to go. And people will help. I've heard that, I'm not comfortable with computers. Well, there are others that are, and they will help you. And it just is the way it is, right? It's the way to schedule. And so please keep that in mind. If you click, even if you see that button, it's not the way to go. And I don't know what to do about it, but hopefully, it's pinned on my Facebook page that you cannot book through Book It. So hopefully that won't happen again, where people try to request an appointment that way. Thank you again for joining me. Sorry to ramble on about that, but it's last couple weeks it's happened more than once, so I wanted to address it. I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you next time.